Hey guys, welcome back. Joe here again, scalefreak.com, coming to do an update, or not even so much an update, but an overall review of the F-Bomb. Did a couple videos today, viewer requested, wanted me to go over kind of my main rigs and talk about exactly all the parts that are in these things so that you know. It's kind of a truck recap, I guess you could say. So you guys have already seen the one for Red Devil Recon, and now here's the one for the F-Bomb. I'm going to go over and talk about how it got its name. I'm going to go over and talk about every part that's in this rig, and I guess if you have any questions, just watch through the whole video, post them below. Thanks for watching, guys. So this is the F-Bomb. And of course, like I said, I always want to start with telling you how I got its name. This kit is my oldest kit. This is the one that has been with me the longest, and this is the one I have the most love for. I absolutely love this truck. Originally, it started its life just being named Honcho because it was a trail honcho. Then I put a Jeep Comanche bod on it, and then it was just called Comanche because I'm really original that way. And then eventually it got my 1979 Ford F-150 body on it, and then it became the Fizzo. And then I threw this body on it, and then it became the F-Bomb. Actually, it was Fizzo for a while, but then I went, wait, F-250 wouldn't be a Fizzo, so I called it F-Bomb. It's an F-Series bomb-proof truck. That's the goal, at least, is to make it a bomb-proof truck. It, of course, still needs a few parts before it can be certified as bomb-proof, but eventually one day it will be bomb-proof. So, of course, starting with the body, I am running the Proline F-250 shell, and it has the stock honcho rear on it, right? So when you have your honcho, it comes with that cage on the back. I have that running. Now, when I do have my body pins in here, they are, of course, the Proline body pins. Just like in the previous video, I really like to use the Proline tags. Very easy to get out the front to see if they're there. And, of course, it's a massive pain in the ass sometimes to get my fingers in here. So to have that little pull tab to get it out makes my life so much easier. And for scale effect, because this thing did win, where is it? Driver of the Day for the first Canadian G6, the 2013 Search for Bessie. We had some scale stuff that we had to do, so of course cooler, fuel cell, I got a box of tools on this side and a shovel, and then of course as a part of the gig is you had to have maple syrup with you. So Andrew made me a little maple syrup bottle that's still in the cooler still to this day. And of course we've got some rep stickers on the back, Average Joe's, soulcrawl.com. You got to go check that out, guys. And of course the band, and Pull Pal, and Pekin. And of course, the official It's Been in a Recon G6. I love that sticker, guys. Okay, anyway, beyond that. So let's start with the corners itself. So right now, with this kit, actually, a long time ago I put these tires on. These are the Pitbull 1.9 Rock Beasts. Possibly, maybe possibly, my most favorite tire ever of life. Not only on this truck, but also in real person. Brian Parker came here a few years ago, or a couple years ago, and he had them on his Ford F-150, and they were fantastic. I was in love with them. Phenomenal tires. But for what I like to run on, rocks and some trails and stuff, these tires are phenomenal. I really can't stress how good these tires are. And of course, on the inside of the tires, I am using the Crawler Innovation Deuces Wild closed cell foams. Now, originally, myself and a crew of people around here were the prototype testers for these foams. And that was back in 2013. Same foams in this truck, guys. These things don't rot. They don't collapse. They are phenomenal. I can't stress that. For my wheels, I am using GCM, the Detroit Bajas, BL Bajas, 1.9. This GCM product, guys, it's amazing. That's all I got to say. GCM product is amazing. The fit and the finish of these wheels is perfect. I kind of wonder if he literally assembles a wheel every one before it goes out to make sure that it's amazing. But I am extremely impressed with the GCM people and exactly the product that they produce. So guys, go to the site, check out what it is. Their stuff is top notch. You can see in here, maybe you can see in there, each one does come with the brake disc on the inside. And then what you can't see in here is they don't use the hexes. Well, you really can't see it. They don't use the hexes to mount. Because they're actually using the drive pin, so it takes away a lot of the play and stuff like that. Very good system, and I highly, highly, highly recommend it. Pulling off the body real quick here. Get away from me. Underneath here, it is a rat's nest right now. I'm in the process of tearing this truck down. I'm going to rewire everything, get it all set back up again. So it's going to be a while before you're going to see any videos for this rig because it's half pulled apart. Now, on the front bumper, I am running the RC4WD, the Rampage JK Recovery bumper. And for my own custom purposes, I did spend a hell of a lot of time trying to drill a hole through the front of it so that I could run my fairlead through the bumper. I did not want to mount a winch to the front of the bumper because in this style F-Series pickup, in the real life, the winch mounts behind the bumper and then it comes out the bottom intake. So for this one here, I wanted to do the same type of thing, so I did my own hole, and I've just got my winch line running through there. Of course, I am running the mini shackles on all of my trucks. They are more scale and the hooks fit them better. For my winch, I do have the Tizzy World Beefy winch. This thing, it's madman. It is ridiculous. It is worth every single penny you could possibly pay for this thing. This winch is amazing. I can't stress that. This winch is amazing. And of course, for my battery plate, you guys saw a while ago, I did put the Jevny Racing plate on there. Very big fan of how well this thing holds the whole front end of the kit together. And I like the fact that it's got that battery location to the backside and still allows me to stick all of my important things to the top of the plate. I didn't want to put the battery on the top because, again, the type of batteries that I use make me lift the body up a little bit. But I have no problem with my receiver box and my winch. It actually has a chassis-mounted servo winch spot in it already. Whether you want to use that or not, that is where I obviously have my chassis-mounted servo winch set up. What was I saying? No, chassis-mounted steering. Anyway, it's got something to put a servo in there. So that's where my winch is set up. Now, for springs, you guys have seen me talk about these things an awful lot over the past couple years. I am running the 100 millimeter King suspension shocks on this rig. I did mention in my video for the Red Devil Recon that I thought that the stock shocks were absolutely amazing. They are, for a stock shock. These are my favorite shocks. These have such a smooth movement to them. They've been used on here quite a bit, and I love the fact that even under load, so when I've got lots of battery and stuff on here in the body, it does droop down a bit, so it has its normal looking ride height, but it also drops off the rocks so that my whole body doesn't teeter and slam all over the place when I'm running over a rock bed. It tends to suck it up in the axles and keep the body relatively level. I'm a big fan of that. Now, in saying that, yes, it does increase the high center a little bit, or the high center of gravity a little bit, but you need to learn how to drive against that, and that took me a long time, but it runs absolutely phenomenal. Now, you can see here, of course, I am running, again, the Warrior Armor rock sliders. Rock sliders, I do feel, are a very awesome upgrade to your kit. The stock plastic ones do a job, but I'm not going to say they do a good job. I'm just going to say they do a job. And of course, this system here, I am running a Tiken FXR ESC and the hand-wound Pro 35-turn brushed motor. I've had this system for quite a long time. I like to run it in this truck because this one does get wet sometimes, and I do my best to seal everything off. And again, I say in previous videos, I don't purposely waterproof anything. If I can get parts that are already waterproof, I will install them in the truck, but if something gets wet, so be it. We'll just go from there. My transmission, of course, is the Vanquish transmission case. Again, I have to go bomb-proof, right? You can't mess around with that. And I do have the axial HD gears on the install inside here. And then these guys here, and they will go in all of my kits eventually, are the MIP axles. This driveline is phenomenal. I can't stress that enough, how phenomenal this system is. It does cost a little more than everything else. It's well worth it. I recommend it, so I did that. And then for my link kit, I do have the Rock Beach Customs links. I'm a big fan of the quality of that. The weight is phenomenal. It adds a lot more weight to the bottom of the truck, which, yes, it will make the truck heavier, but it will help with the fact that my center of gravity is a little bit higher on this truck. Now, for the front link, though, I did have to switch that to the RC4WD front link because, if you've noticed, at this time of filming this video, I am still running the portals on this thing. Now, the RC4WD portals, I've done the install, and I've done kind of a quickie opinion after a day of running them. And my early opinion was that they're coming off the truck. They're coming off the truck right away, actually. But I've decided since then that I think I'm going to give it a little bit more time. I want to spend a little bit more time running on my home territory, the trails that I'm used to, and give them another chance. I did talk about the idea that you get that axle. See, you get the axle twist. But what I want to do is I do want to install the the Beef Up RC tubes that I have in the axles, which should give me that strength back, and that will give the truck a really, really good go. I want to give these parts a good shot. Thank you for the people online who said thank you for helping me not spend all that money if the product is not exactly what I thought it was going to be. But you know what? If I helped you save that money, maybe later on down the line, if I review these products again and they turn out to be better than I originally had reviewed, maybe I'll help you spend that money again. Now, for my rear bumper, I'm running an old school RC4WD Tough Armor bumper. And I like this one because it comes right out and matches back level with the back of the honcho bed. Also, this is the exact same type of bumper that I used to have on my 1980 F100 pickup truck. Same double tube style, so I really wanted that look, and I got it. And of course, mini rings, right? Now, this isn't something that you'll normally see, and I'll be honest with you, I actually forgot the brand name of these parts. It's been on this truck for so long. I have these chassis braces. They're actually bumper mounts. I have them in the front and the back of this truck. And what that's helping do is give me something much stronger to screw everything into, and it really helps with the torque on the chassis itself, which is, again, something I'm a big fan of, is making sure I have a nice rigid truck. And talking about the frame rails, let me just wipe the mud off here. F-Bomb is running the MS Tech, or what is now known as linear motion, frame rails. So I did put them on here. Again, I am a fan of exactly how they're built, and I think that they're, for my need, they're right up the alley of what I wanted. And then for shock towers on this one here, on most of my kits I am running stock shock towers, but for this one here, I didn't want the extra shock wiggle having the longer shocks, so I am running the Vanquish shock towers in the front and the rear just to make sure that I've got a little bit more stability for when I'm running this rig on the rocks. I kind of wanted to go all out with this one, so although they went in there a long time ago, it's still, I do feel that it's a great improvement. The original shock towers, the way that I ran this kit, actually snapped at the bottom because there's a countersunk screw. I screwed it in, I took it out to the trail, and it broke off. Whatever, it happens. Ended my day, so I improved the part. And of course, guys, I've mentioned this before, I do run the stock spur gears, stock plastic spur gears. This one here is the second one I've put in this truck in 4 years, maybe? 4 or 5 years, maybe? I wore the last one out. I didn't break it, I didn't chip it, I just flat out wore it out, so I had to replace it. It's actually funny, I've actually got like Durango washers and everything, and this thing's a mishmash of all types of different screws. It's a little bit goofy. In the back, of course, I am running the GCM 4-link truss. I kind of really liked how that one worked, so I threw that in the back. And even though it's a stock axle case, I am running last locker, GCM last locker in the rear, and GCM last locker in the front as well. And of course, for my servo, just like the Red Devil, I am running the 1210 SG Savox servo. That is a waterproof part. I bought it that way, so be it. And for a winch controller on here, I am running the, if I can get it out of here, it's stuck on there. I am running the Tizzy World, let me pull it off, there we go. The Tizzy World winch controller. So this is one of his earlier designs of it. There will be more to come, but this thing here really does handle the power well. And I've actually got it, I don't run this thing through the speed controller or the ESC. I hardwire the winch directly to the battery to get as much power as possible, and then the winch controller allows it to send the signal. But I do get, this thing does handle a 3-cell, so it is handling a 3-cell because I run 3-cell batteries in this. I'm trying to think here. Shocks, rims, tires, sliders, chassis, links. I think that's really about everything. Of course, for this one here, I do run the MT4, the Airtronics radio, that helps with my winch itself. And internals, okay, so I think I covered everything. I don't think there's anything that I'm missing on this rig. Yeah, so that's it, guys. Oh, yeah. People have asked me a lot. Yes, I do vent my tires. You'll notice here, I don't know if you can see the little hole. That was actually a suggestion from Brian Parker. He said do one at the north, south, east, and west of each tire, just a small hole on the outside to help them drain. And then with these Crawler Innovations closed cell foams, it does look a little bit like you have an aired down tire, but it does keep the lugs open. So, oh God, Eddie, you made a great product, man. Keep that up. So that's it for this rig, guys. I hope that has answered your questions as to what is in the F-Bomb. Future plans for this thing, like I said, is to put the Beef Up RC system in place in here. I think eventually, actually I shouldn't say I think eventually, in order to make this thing bomb-proof, I am going to get some super shafty stuff. I do want to get the 32 pitch set up for here, and eventually I think I am going to swap this motor out to brushless. I have a couple more trucks to build, and I think that I can donate this system to something else and get some other speed controller and motor for this. I'm not sure yet. I'm leaning towards the Holmes hobbies. So yeah, there's that. So that's it, guys. Thank you very much again for watching. I really appreciate the questions about these rigs, and I really do appreciate all of your comments about my previous videos for these things. This thing has been with me a very long time, and I hope that when my son is of the age to scale around, that he'll get to wheel this truck as well. I'm very proud of what this truck has become, and I really like how it runs. And I will be doing some more testing and tuning just to make sure that it is exactly what I want it to be. If you ever see me out on the trail, you want to try it, just ask, guys. Sorry, front axle. Oh no, it was axial CVDs, but now it's the Portal system, which has their own CVDs. Okay, kind of got me for a second there. All right, so thank you very much for watching, guys. I'm going to cut this one out. Thank you very much for those of you who have subscribed. Of course, the subscribe button's above if you have not already. The like button is down below. Please hit that. Comment below which parts you're running on your kit as well. And if these videos of me building these kits have helped you get an appreciation for the part to the point that you bought, or maybe didn't buy the product because of a review that I did. And of course, please share this throughout your community. I only post this on a couple different places, so anywhere you can post that, I highly appreciate it. But that's it, guys. Thank you very much, and have a great day.